recording. Okay, now I'm recording. Hello. I didn't miss much of anything. It's just the.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. We started going into the thing, and then we got a message from Damsel in Distress, which says the key to your heart will unlock all, and we're like, huh, and the door opened. That was it. One of them has a guard pinned. He lifts a hand and waves us on. It's a good thing I noticed that like 5 seconds in and not at the very end. Bold move gameplay-wise to have True Route be the... Fuck! Yeah, so if True Route was the very first one, that would be pretty funny. But I don't think that's what it is. I think that in every other route we have to find some other way. And it's just that the True Route is like fucked up and backwards, and it's like, ooh... It's all angsty because our heart isn't in the right place or something. Kojaku nods back and then we run through the door together. That's definitely what it is. On the other side of the door is a long white corridor. So this is Oval Tower. I've heard that the tower has some areas open to the public, but we came in from the staff entrance, so there aren't any visitors in sight. I hear the faint sound of footsteps in the distance, probably guards on patrol. We make our way cautiously down the hall. Good question. Neither of us needs to say it. We're thinking the same thing. What with that door opening on its own and all? Has to be a trap, right? We shall see. Still no turning back now. We keep moving until we see an elevator at the end of the hallway. 2 guards are standing next to the elevator. We try to slip into a side corridor to hide before they see us. However... It's a stealth game. We can just hide out of sight for 5 seconds and they'll be like, "Guess it was nothing." Too slow. Footsteps are approaching rapidly. Kojaku and I exchange nods. He runs out into the hall first. I follow. Kojaku knocks the first guard off his feet. Meanwhile, I kick the other guard down and run for the elevator. I reach out and smack the call button. As the second guard starts to rise, Kojaku knocks him out with a blow to the back of the head. And he pulls the sword from his back, sheath and all, and delivers a punishing blow to the first guard's gut. See, he has the sheath on! He's cool now. He did the thing I said. The elevator's here. With a shout to Kojaku, I jump inside and hit the button to close the doors. Kojaku slips through just before they shut, which hits the laser and makes them open up again, which wastes a bunch of time. I press the button, the elevator slowly begins to ascend. We have no idea where we're going. Kojaku looks unsure. I hate to doubt the guys from Bene Shigure, but I just can't shake the thought. Why did they tell us to go to the top floor? I mean, it makes sense for the boss to be at the top, so maybe that's all it was. The elevator gradually slows to a stop. The moment the doors begin to open, I tense up, anticipating more guards. But all we see is another long white hallway. I check left and right just to be sure, but there's no one laying in wait. Kojaku and I exchange a glance, then start down the hall. After a minute or so, we reach a massive door. We haven't passed any other rooms. This one must take up the entire floor. We stop just before the door. He must mean his Bene Shigure guys. They said they'd be right behind us. What happened to them? Could they have been captured? I hope not. But we can't wait here forever. Reluctantly, we approach the door. I'm sure they're fine. It's like a stage. As I expected, the door opens into a single cavernous room. A man is standing at the center. What? Who could this be? The cheerful expression I've come to associate with him is markedly absent. His piercing stare gives his smile a predatory gleam. His voice reminds me of the guy from ReZero, the like clown guy. the master of the manor that is like the setting of most of the show.
ふざけんなよてめえ。青葉に手出しはさせねえからな。
それはただ単にお前の意気込みだろう。俺が青葉くんを手に入れてしまうかどうかはまだわからない。
デューハ
Kojaku reaches for the sword on his back. Instantly, the atmosphere in the room shifts. It's happening again. Kojaku's losing it. He rips the sword from his sheath and grabs it in both hands. His body seems to glow with malice.
俺が青葉くんを手に入れたらお前に次ぐ二人目のいやお前とはまた別の傑
He's
作が
just
生まれるこ
taunting
とに
you.
なるだろうよ。
Maybe he wants you to kill him.
抜かせ。青葉には指一本触れさせねえ。
I like this face expression.
そんな風に感情に任せて怒ってるようじゃダメだ。俺が言ったこと忘れたのかい？
うるせえ。
The air trembles with the force of Kojaku's roar. I have to stop him. It's like his rage is consuming him from within. If he lets his anger control him, if he doesn't snap out of it, a shiver crawls up my spine. I have to stop Kojaku before it's too late. Oh no! Who could have seen this coming? I turned to see several Benny Shigeru members standing behind me. When did they get here? One of them grabs me by the shoulders. Something's wrong. I look into his face. His eyes are dark, empty, lifeless, like a doll's. Ah! I've seen eyes like these before. Yeah, I remember. I have to let Kojaku kill him.
これはさんが望んだことです。止めるのは野暮ですよ。アーバさんといえども、それ最後まで見守りましょう。俺たちと一緒に。
Okay. This is what Kojaku wants, for me to just stand here and watch? No, I can't let that happen. I nearly managed to wrench my shoulder from the man's grip, but then the others joined him to restrain me. Kojaku turns his head a fraction. He hears my voice. He isn't lost yet.
お前ら何やってる。
面白いことを教えてやろうか。
A little close-minded, so anti-murder, and for what? Yeah, literally. I think Kojaku should be allowed to murder his lifelong enemy as a treat. Ryohu indicates me and the Benny Shigeres.
あいつらの首筋見えるか？細い傷があるだろう。
I force my head to the side to look at the neck of the guy next to me. He has a mark that looks like it was made with a heavy gouge needle. There's something like that on my neck too? Wait, Kojaku mentioned something. Something about needle marks on my neck. Okay, I just thought Kojaku was a vampire and he did that when he was biting me. I just had to give him a little poke. Uh-huh.
だからつい出来心で一針持ったのさ。少し精神が乱れやすくなる類の薬をね。青葉くんがどんな風に反応してどう乱れるのか見てみたくて。だが
I'm going bonkers. What?
お前がここに来ていると知ってから。
Did I hallucinate being raped?
目的は2つ。青葉くんをどうやって手に入れるか。それからお前をどうじらして煽るか。
It can't be, because he didn't poke me until he like drugged me after the rape scene, so that can't be what it is.
俺は何度か旧住民区へ足を運んだんだ。お前のお仲間たちにちょっとした仕掛けをするためにね。
まさか。
そう。俺の針。お前もよーく知ってるだろう。俺の執念をみっちり込めた針は。 皮膚から体内へ染み渡り人の心をも動かす。そのためには先端のほんの一刺しでいい。刺されたお前が俺の部屋に押しかけてきた時、あいつらはすでに俺の傀儡だったんだよ。
With a gleeful smile, Ryoho claps once. One of the Beni Shigureis grabs my arm and twists. Though I wasn't paying attention, I recall hearing a clap earlier too. Is that how he's controlling them? Kojaku, start clapping!
彼らと青葉くんを生かすも殺すもいよいよ
てめえ絶対許さねえ今この場でぶち殺してやる
Yeah, get him.
お前やっぱり俺の言ったこと忘れてるだろうその背中に入れ墨を入れた当時はお前がまだ子供だったから運よく元に戻れただけだけど成人したら気をつけろって確かにそう言ったはずなんだがなねえ母親殺しの公爵
Ooh.
言うな
A howl tears from Kojaku's throat. His body seems to double in size. Am I hallucinating? No. He's strong now. His muscles bulge. His top rips open, no longer able to control them. With his upper body exposed, the tattoo on his back is exposed as well. The sight makes me shiver. What was a striking field of peonies before has been transformed into something different. The flowers are glowing a brilliant red, the color of raw flesh, and the shape is extended to cover his entire left arm. It's like the tattoo itself is alive. Kojaku's breaths are panting, wild and feral. His eyes are empty of all emotion save rage and hate. Those are the same emotion. I call his name with all my might, but it doesn't reach him.
これは見事だ
Ryoho gazes upon Kojaku's altered form, a wide grin spreading his lips.
お前に刻んだ入れ墨はね一つの実験でもあったんだよ実験だなんて言いたかない
It's the classic rage tattoo.
誘いを受けたんだ
It's one of the options that comes standard in every tattoo parlor.
どうえ入れ墨は人の業であり刻印だ刻んだら最後一生背負うことになるそれ相応の覚悟が必要だ
If I didn't think the tattoo thing was dorky as hell, I'd be all over Ryoho is what I'm realizing. It's a little dorky. I kind of still like him.
どうえはずっと人の心を操る方法を
It's the mind controlling tattoo. It's the tattoo that controls your mind.
俺の噂を聞きつけたんだろうね入れ墨で人の心を操ることは可能かってね面白い発想だと
Is that how he got him to rape me? By
俺はそれに興味をそそられた
using tattoo magic?
その入れ墨は見事にお前の心を喰らいさらなる昇華を見せようとしている入れ墨はお前と共に育ったお前が未成熟なうちは入れ墨も幼いからお前がどんなに怒り狂ったとしても正気に戻ることができたけどお前が成人すれば入れ墨もまたしかりだ
This
お前が怒れば怒るほど
this is interesting.
その怒りを余すことなく
I feel like it might have
最後に
been.
は心をも食らい尽くす
I feel like it might have been interesting to have some moments earlier where he demonstrates like truly irrational anger. I really don't feel like he does. All of the anger that he shows is like perfectly reasonable, I think. Maybe the one exception is like the first fight that he gets into with the random like rhyme guy on the street. Maybe.
その時
I don't know.
入れ墨はお前の心臓と一体化して
He gets into
本当の花を
fights, but it doesn't
咲かせるん
seem
だ
like it's
お前の
like
命
his
を燃やし
rage
て
taking
糧
over
に
him.
した見事な花をね
Ryoho spreads his arm wide, an expression of utter bliss on his face.
もはや俺の人生に一遍たりとも悔いはないお前の理性と俺の執念がぶつかり合った結果
Now to claim my prize, being stabbed and killed by you now.
俺の魂もう
いやーダメだ公爵やめろ
voice is powerless to reach him. Kojaku raises his sword and charges. A sickening sound echoes through the room. Kojaku, with the strength of unbridled hatred, has driven his sword through Ryoho's chest. Yay! Word emerges from Ryoho's back. Rivers of blood fall before. Awesome! Woo!
No, it's bad. We don't like killing.
Yippee!
No.
Ryoho stoops forward, blood spurting from his mouth. He's laughing. A last font of blood erupts from his smiling lips. And then his head falls limp. Kojaku tears his blade free. A dark black stain blooms across the front of Ryoho's kimono, and then his body crumples to the floor. I couldn't stop it. Nothing is born from hate. I thought you knew that better than anyone. But you... Because his tattoo's mind-controlling him, that's why. Suddenly, the Beni Shigereis restraining me collapse. I look around, only Kojaku and I are standing. I crouch over one of them and check for a pulse. Not dead, they've just fainted. Okay, that's good. If all of them died the second that Ryoho dies, that would be... I guess that would actually be pretty thematically interesting, because he'd, like, murdered his entire clan by killing Ryoho. But what does this mean? It's like Ryoho's death did something. A sudden drowsiness overwhelms me. My legs feel like rubber. I can't fall asleep here. My neck is burning. Reaching up with my hand, I feel a swollen bump like some kind of bite. Ryoho's needle. All of the Beni Shigereis were touched by it too. Did Ryoho's death trigger something in the people he was controlling? So tired. A moment's loss of concentration will spell my collapse. But I can't give in. Kojaku is still... I force myself to stand and lift my head. But what I see there petrifies me. Kojaku staring at me, his bloody sword in hand, but his expression... Kojaku! He's so cool! It's like he doesn't recognize me. He charges at me, brandishing his blade. Okay, this is bad. Willing my body to move, I throw myself to the floor. Not a moment too soon. Something cleaves through the air above my head. I know you're in there somewhere. Kojaku readies his sword and charges me again. I roll, avoiding the blow by a hair's breadth. A tattoo has now reached Kojaku's face, the pattern growing more sinister as it spreads. What can I do? Okay, when you said the tattoo thing, I thought you were talking about the, like, shame of having a tattoo. But the fact that it's literally a tattoo that's growing on him and taking over his brain, that's a little dorky. Yeah. I cannot deny. Yes. Destroy him before he destroys you. Use your power. There's no other way. If I use scrap and Kojaku ends up like Mizuki... Yeah, you could also use scrap and, like, make him not angry anymore. That'll be how it turns out, probably. For sure. If I'd used my power properly, I might have been able to save him. Could it work with Kojaku? Definitely. No time for doubt. I have no other options. I look straight into Kojaku's eyes. Don't think about what might go wrong. I have to see this through. It's going to work. I repeat the words in my head. It's going to work. I'm gonna save Kojaku. Kojaku! For sure. As Kojaku charges, I run straight at him and dive into his chest. His sword grazes the tips of my hair. Ow. Ignoring the pain, I stare into Kojaku's blank white eyes and focus my mind. Whoosh. Ooh. Something is dragging me down like quicksand. When I open my eyes, I'm standing in a dark room. Huh? Sliding screens? The floor is straw mats, too. The room was almost 5 meters across and lit by flickering candles set on tall candlesticks. Amid the smell of burning wax, I catch the faint fragrance of sandalwood. Is this Kojaku's mind? It has to be a memory from the time he spent off the island. I reach out to open the screen in front of me. I hear a voice, a woman sobbing. Is she behind the screen? Heart pounding, I slowly open the screen. Stepping through, I find myself in a room just like the one I left. And then I feel something tickle my leg. I look down. Strands of thick black hair are wrapped around my ankle. To my horror, the hair begins to grow, crawling on my body. I tear free and bolt into the room. The hair, no, not hair, it looked like hair at first, but now I realize that it resembles Kojaku's tattoo! I can hear it slithering after me! Oh no! Kojaku's voice! His sobs have joined the weeping woman's. Where is he? Another sliding screen. Could Kojaku be on the other side? Now you mentioned it, it's really distracting how little there is in way of actual visuals in these scenes. Yeah, there's like nothing. Desperate to stay ahead of the tattoo, I tear open the screen with both hands. Behind it is another identical room. The tattoo is in close pursuit. I run across the room and open another screen. Again, the same room. Again. Again. Have you considered turning in either direction? If this is a video game, this is the thing where you need to like go to the left once and then to the forward once and then back once and then to, like it's a different combination. But ending up in the same room means that you are picking the wrong option. So you keep going in the front door over and over, but that's not the first door you need to go in. He's so speedy. Look at him go. I feel like I'm just being smacked in the head over and over by the door. Please. After running for what feels like forever, I finally enter a room that seems different from the others. The tattoo. I spin around. It pursued me relentlessly all through my flight, but now it has vanished without a trace. And the screen I came through is closed. Am I safe? I let out a sigh of relief, then take in the room. At the center of the room is a futon. A child is laying there, face down. The child is wearing a kimono, but only below the waist. In the dim light of the candles, I realize that the child's back is trembling. The room's red tint is from more than just the candlelight. Beneath the child, the futon is a wash of crimson. A voice. When I approach the futon, the tattoo that I thought was gone appears behind me. I tense, but this tattoo slips right past my feet. It swarms onto Kojaku's back and wraps itself around him like a black cocoon. I hear a wet sound, and then the screens at the back of the room are suddenly splattered with blood. People are fighting on the other side of the screen. Shadows flail across the thin paper, and I hear screams and roars. Again and again, sprays of blood splatter across the screens. Are these really Kojaku's memories? What happened to him on the mainland? While I stand there petrified, the screen slides open without a sound. A woman peers through the opening, her face pale and wan, absent expression. She's wearing only underclothes, and her body is painted red from head to toe. She staggers toward the black cocoon. She falls to the floor, her hands grasping. Her slender fingers tremble. Did she just say Kojaku? She's Kojaku's mother. She's so emaciated I didn't recognize her. Inside the cocoon, Kojaku moans as if responding to his mother's voice. I try to approach, but a savage pain brings me to my knees. My back is on fire. Sweat pours off my body. I'm shaking so hard I can hear my bones creak. This pain. Is this how it felt to be tattooed? I can hear his voice. I have to help him. I climbed on my feet, fighting the pain. I approached the cocoon and frantically tear at it with both hands. The pieces of black tattoo scatter like charred paper. Eventually, Kojaku emerges. Which of the two rooms is the tattooing happening in? When he approaches the... So this... It must be in this room. At the center of the room. So it's this room is a futon with a child on it. And then there's a bunch of shit happening in the room behind it. With, like, blood and stuff. And then the door to that second room opens, and it's Kojaku's mother. And then she falls to the floor. And then... So we're not going into the other room. We're just walking up to the futon. I reach for his blood-smeared back. The blood peels off his skin like jelly. Gathers on the floor, a dark lump that grows into the shape of a man. I recognize it. Ryoho. The blob's head melts and reforms like sugar beneath a flame, morphing into that devilish smile. I can almost hear his voice. His skin, his soul. It all belongs to me. I drive my fist into the creature's face. It bursts, showering the room with blood. Ignore it. I ignore it. Kneeling beside Kojaku, I shake him by the shoulder. Suddenly, everything goes white. I squeeze my eyes shut, but the light is still blinding. The light resolves into a series of images, progressing before me like a silent film. I see a big estate and a young Kojaku, his mother leading him by the hand. The man waiting at the gate has the air of an old-school mob boss, and standing next to him is a younger Ryoho. The scene changes. Now it shows that candlelit room, the futon where Kojaku lay as Ryoho put needle to skin. His eyes are screwed tight, hands clawing at the mats. The pain must have been unbearable. Again, the scene shifts. It was extra painful because it was an evil tattoo. Kojaku standing, sword in hand, amid a sea of blood. Body's like his feet. His skin, too, is marked with red wounds. Kojaku's voice comes from everywhere at once. I'm surprised he carries around a sword at all. Oh. Oh.
おふくろは意識を失ったまま回復することなく死んだ。俺のせいだ。俺が殺したも同然なんだ。
Is it really your fault? I don't know. Someone put a magic tattoo on you that makes you go crazy, and then you went crazy, and you're like, it's all my fault. Like, I understand the guilt, for sure, but it's kind of unambiguously, in my mind, Ryoho's fault. I like his longer hair. It's like not tied up in the thing. He's pretty hot sexy. I'm back in the candlelit room.
Yeah.
Kojaku's standing in front of me. Yeah. His body's covered by the tattoo, but light has returned to his eyes. When I peer into them, I see sadness.
嘘だと思った。全部たちの悪い夢だった。でも現実だった。そうはっきりと認識したとき、俺は本当に気が狂いそうになった。いっそ狂っちまいたいと思った。そして俺も死んじまった方がいいって。むしろ死ぬべきなんだと。おふくろを手にかけちまった俺が生きてる意味なんて、生きる資格なんてないと思った。
But the tattoo jumped out of my arm and grabbed the sword and wrestled it away.
そうすることこそが正しい。その時はそう思ったんだ。だができなかった。どうしても。なぜかお前の顔が浮かんできて。
It's all thanks to me, Alba. Kojaku looks at me, face twisted with pain.
小さい頃のお前の笑顔が浮かんできて。
Aww.
そうしたら無
That's so
性に
sweet.
泣けてきて。辛くて悲しくて恐ろしくて苦しくてどうしようもなくなって、本気で死にたいと思ってたのに、同じくらい生きたいと思った。どうすりゃいいのかわからなくなって、結局俺はこの島に戻ってきた。死ぬこともできず、中途半端な最悪の状態で。ただお前に会えば何かが変わるんじゃねえかって、そんな都合のいいことを考えてたんだ。この島でお前と再会した時、お前がすっかり大人になってて驚いたけど、でも笑顔は何にも変わってなくて、だから大丈夫かもしれないと思ったんだ。この島でお前と一緒にいれば、時の流れが過去の記憶を薄めていってくれるんじゃねえかって。
Is there a weather thing going on? No. I thought I heard a siren outside. Like a tornado siren or something.
だが無理だった。どんなに平穏を望んでも、ふとした瞬間に思い出すんだ。
Maybe they're just testing them.
血まみれのあの日のことを。そんな俺を嘲笑うようなタイミングで、あの野郎劉邦まで出てきやがった。あいつを見た瞬間思ったんだ。ああ、やっぱり俺は逃れられねえ。あいつを殺して俺も死のうって。あいつを殺したところで何も変わらないのは初めっから分かってた。だがどうせ地獄行きが決まってるならせめてそのくらいの復讐はいいだろうってそう思ったんだ。
Can't argue with that.
俺は劉邦を殺すという望みを叶えた。だが俺の過去は何も変わらねえし、背中の入れ墨も消えねえ。むしろ劉邦を殺したことでこの手にはさらに深く血が染み込んじまった。だからもういいんじゃねえかって思ったんだ。あがくことをやめて、俺は俺の
Because of me! Because I love you! Kojaku lowers his head. I realize that the black tattoos from before have wound themselves around his feet. Kojaku. What I saw was indeed his past, the party never told me about. I can't blame him for keeping it secret. Well... I guess I can't blame him for keeping that part secret, but there's no reason why he couldn't have told the, like, synopsis summary version that he told me in the shipping room. Like, everything he told me there was enough for me to be like, okay, sounds good, you can go after her. You can go investigate whatever you're doing. Makes sense to me. Like, this is a big deal, so I understand him not like, yes, I went into a murderous rage and killed my mom. Like, that's fine, you don't have to tell me that, but some of the other stuff, maybe. How are you supposed to talk about something like that? How might I have responded? However deep our relationship, it was only natural for Kojaku to worry. And in fact, I do feel conflicted, not because I'm shocked by like Kojaku did, but because I don't know what to say. Words seem powerless in the face of such a past. The look on Kojaku's face is one of utter resignation. The black tattoos have reached his waist and are now making their way toward his chest. It's like Kojaku is letting Ryohu's work devour him. No. Kojaku hurt a lot of people. His mother died because of what he did. Yeah. But none of that was Kojaku's fault. Yeah. It was all because of that fucking tattoo. Ryohu's work and Toei's. Yeah. But of course, Kojaku knows that and he still blames himself. Can't change the past. But still. I don't want to lose him. Maybe I'm just being selfish. I don't care. I just can't stand here and watch while Kojaku destroys himself. Kojaku is a prisoner, both to Ryohu's tattoos and to his own memories of the past. His wounds are just too deep. He'll never stem the flow of blood on his own. If I leave him like this, they'll swallow him whole. And so, before that happens, I will destroy them. Destroy. Destroy him. No, destroy it. Destroy the tattoos. My power, scrap, can only destroy. I'll destroy Kojaku and free him from his past. I walk up to Kojaku and grab his shoulders. Slowly he lifts his head and stares at me with hollow eyes.
Kojaku! 負けるな!
Oh, I put his shirt back on. Take it off again. He also tied his hair.
俺は何がどうなって青葉どうなったんだ俺たちは助かったのか
I just scrapped ya. Hehehehehe.
そうか助かった終わったのか
Yeah.
よかった
Alba must be thinking to himself, God, I'm so cool.
お前にもたくさん
Hell yeah! I did it! And there were no negative consequences!
いいよ。
いや本当にお前がいなきゃ俺はとっくの昔に死んでたかもしれねえ俺をこの世につなぎ止めてくれたのは
Now
青
kiss!
葉お前だ本当にありがとうな恩に着るぜ
ああ。公爵。
おい青葉
Aw.
お前
She's
何や
gonna
って
pass out.
大丈夫かいきなりどうしたんだよ
So was the rape scene his
びっくり
tattoos
して
taking
死
over
がつい
him?
ちまったじゃねえか
Is that what it was? Cause that's pretty funny. I would have thought it would have made him like go murder crazy. Instead he like raped me. Why did that happen? Cause he was angry with me. Cause he was like, "What did he tell you? What did you tell him? What did you tell him?" So it was anger that spurred him into that state. And we know that he's like willing that like anger state can egg him into attacking me because he swung his sword at me just now. So why do that? Even if that wasn't like the point to which it had progressed, maybe he could have just like punched me or something.
いいよ。
何が青葉
He keeps asking Alba questions and I was like,
公爵。
お前
何も心配しなくていい。お前のことは全部わかってる。全部知ってる。
Sexual violence is violence committed through sexual means. It's a bad thing that is meant to hurt Alba while also being a thing for the Fujoshi audience to go, yeah, this is so hot! At source the Fujoshi audience. Uh-huh. I get that sexual violence is violence committed through sexual means. But what makes... Why? Just the Fujoshi audience? Why would it occur to roided up, angry guy to do sexual violence instead of just doing normal violence. It's a little contrived. Mm-hmm. They're having gay sex because it's yaoi. Fair enough. I guess I can't argue. It's part of the suspension of disbelief, I guess.
Yeah.
For yaoi, you just gotta kind of... Yeah, that's fair enough. Or, you know what? You know what it is? When he's in his tattoo angry mode, it brings out some of his latent feelings. So he's acting without inhibition, and he's like, I'm angry at you, but also I kind of have a thing for you. So he's gonna, like, do that. Maybe. Aww.
お前とこうしてると心が安らぐ。すごく落ち着く。これまでの色味の
Also, you're touching my hair. Stop doing that.
ああ、青葉。その変なこと言うようだが。
I cannot think of a better time for you to do
触って
that.
もいいか。
While we're on the top floor of the enemy building and guards could burst through the door at any moment. Yes, go right ahead.
青葉。青葉。
Hey!
キスしてもいいか。
いいよ。
Yay! Hooray!
いいよ。
もっと触って。
Yay!
いいよ。
青葉。
Hooray!
いいよ。いいよ。いいよ。いいよ。いいよ。いいよ。
He's saying it's okay a lot of times. we just pan to the same shot from another with like a crossfade. That's pretty funny. Yay! I'm happy that this is happening.
いいよ。
Mm-hmm.
本当にいいのか。
It...
It's a great, it's fun gameplay segment.
Yeah, finally. It... There's no S. It's a secret code. Nope!
本当にこれでいいのか。
Think again. Give...
You should probably save the game also.
Okay, okay.
We've got a bad ending off this point. If you
It's
mess
probably
up
gonna
the
happen
fun
because I don't know what the right thing to say
gameplay
is.
segment.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have enough to finish this word. Pin pod. I'm playing Wordle. Ged. I want to go check because I was curious, and if you pick bad choices with Kochaka early in the route, you get more incorrect letters. That's interesting. Good. You hear like the blood pumping when you pick a letter. Tug on P. No, that doesn't work. I can nod, like yes. Are those peanut? Hell yeah. Peanut.
I did not. I did
Updar!
not
There you
get
go.
this. I tried for a few minutes and then I got so stuck that I just stopped and went on to a different route, came back, still couldn't get it.
Is it
I just gave up.
is it hidden somewhere else, or is this? Should I just be able to guess it?
He says it earlier. It's what I've noticed, but you know, it's a while ago. I forgot.
He said it's okay a million times. Maybe that's what the line is.
You could always just do the bad end first.
That's true. That's true. So we'll say nope.
本当にこれでいいのか
Yes.
いいよいいよ
違うそうじゃねえだろ青葉
いいよ
Did his brain break?
違う
Is he dead?
違う俺は確かにお
He's
前の
just
こと
saying it's okay
こ
over
ん
and
な
over.
のを望んでたわけじゃね
いいよ
えやめろ
いいよ
違う
This is the
やめろ
deconstructed princess.
いいよ
やめてくれ
いいよいいよいいよいいよ
This is supposed to be like kind of creepy, but it's kind of just
い
silly.
いよ
Iyo,
いいよ
iyo,
いいよ
iyo.
いいよいいよいいよいいよいいよいいよいいよいいよいいよいいよ
うわー
And then we returned to the real world. But my attempt to use scrap had failed. And Kojaku, he had lost his mind. After that, Kojaku was captured by Toei's men and imprisoned underneath Platinum Jail. Left to his own devices, he would no doubt have killed everyone in sight. How did this happen? I know the answer. It was all my fault. If I hadn't failed, if I'd just... I felt my will growing weaker. Something else was rising in its place. Another will! Mouth wide to swallow me whole! I recognize it. It's the voice that's always whispered in my ear. Destroy, destroy. I don't have the strength to fight him anymore. Slowly, slowly, I slip into darkness. Ooh. Oh, DID. What happened to Kojaku was my fault. Heh, that's what the old me thought. But that's not me anymore. Now, there's a new me. I guess you could say I'm Alba's id. Oh, could you say that? I was always held in check by his ego, but the more Alba used his power, the more I used scrap, the stronger I became.
It's a new cool take on the fundamental nature of human consciousness.
Exactly!
It's not the idea.
Yeah! I did see your tweet. And in the end, I consumed him, just like Ryo's statue consumed Kojaku. After scrap failed and Alba lost the will to resist, it was finally my time to surface. I have but one wish, to destroy. Destroy, destroy, I don't care what. I only want to destroy everything. Take Kojaku, the tattoo just devoured his soul, but I think that was for the best. There's nothing holding him back now. He's a creature of pure instinct, just like me. That was kind of weak. You don't want to do that again. It's like a really like light, airy kind of laugh. You gotta sound more evil.
What? No, he's not evil. He's fine. He's the good one. Actually,
For
I
sure.
think.
Sometime after Toei took us into custody, Platinum Jail held its special celebration. Turns out this was another Toei experiment, the biggest one yet. Stripped of their free will, the citizens of Midori-jima became obedient puppets bound to Toei's will. The corporation soon bought up the entire island and then declared independence from Japan. And now, though a small country, the unwavering unity of Midori-jima's people is enough to terrify the rest of the world. My true self restored, I rule the island at Toei's side! Not that my face ever winds up in the news. If Toei is the light, I am his shadow. He takes care of the political bullshit while I manipulate and destroy people's minds, bending them to our will. It's an easy gig. I don't have to think about anything, just use my power. Plus, I have quite the benefits baggage. Oh yeah? Do you get some free time with Kojaku every once in a while?
So much. I like him so much.
At the bottom of Oval Tower, deep underground, is a cell with a single occupant, peering through the thick bars to see a man bound with chains, hanging his head, swinging against the wall.
光弱
His shoulders twitch and he looks up at me. Though his hair is tangled and his face is gaunt, I can see his muscles rippling, straining to break free. He's nothing like he was, but I like this Kojaku better. He's free now, free to simply be. I especially like the light in his eyes, hungry like a wild beast's. All it takes is one look to get my blood pumping. I undo the lock and slip inside its cell. My heart is pounding with anticipation. Stepping closer, I breathe an admiring sigh. On his back, fierce and wild, blooms a field of vibrant flowers. They're beautiful, so, so beautiful.
公爵
Ooh, I like his outfit.
今日もおとなしくしてたか
Yeah.
Did his hair
It's
turn white too? He looks up at me, drooling as he groans. This is a cool looking Alba. And I like that his hair's turned completely red too.
いい子にしてたみたいだな
His brow is knotted, lips pulled back. I showered them with kisses. With what limited range of motion he possesses, Kojaku sticks his fangs to my arm. Blood quickly soaks the thin shirt I'm wearing.
痛いよ
My words came out as a moan. Doesn't hurt at all. Even plain is pleasure now when my source is Kojaku. Does he have like pointy ears too? He's turning into an actual demon. With his long tongue, Kojaku laps up the blood. Slurp, 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 slurp. Desperate to relieve my own excitement, I help Kojaku out of his clothes. Is this really the bad ending? I'm not so sure.
Yeah,
It's become my
it's, I
daily
think
ritual. My
this Alba's the good one, and the other Alba's the evil one. It's what.
Yeah. It's straightforward. My body is covered with bite marks as a result, but even those are precious to me. I wrap my head around Kojaku's firm member and whisper sweetly.
お前が望んだ通り俺はお前のものだよ
If it's great, it's slutty Shinto head priestess, but under the top layer, it's a reverse bunny girl outfit. It's just like Joker Persona 5. Just like you wanted. I'm taking this as confirmation that the demon Kojaku really wants to have sex with Alba because it's a, like, restrained part of his actual psyche. Not that that's a surprise, because we saw that in the last scene.
ずっと一緒にいるから
Yay! For as long as the silence stands, I'll never let you go. All's well that ends well.
Yeah.
さあおいで
Presented by Nitro plus Chiral. Scenario. Cool as heck. That's what the scenario is. Alright. Give... Ooh! Oh my god, those fucking boots.
I know.
They look like Power Ranger boots. It's so funny. I know, I really like that design. It's cool. The little like insignias on the sides of his coat, isn't that the same thing that Kojaku has? He has it here, and then he also has like one on his chest.
Yeah.
But either it's a shared like symbol that just exists in the universe, or it's deliberately reminiscent of Kojaku, and I like that reason better. I think that's funny. He's so in love with his prisoned feral boyfriend that he like wears his symbol all the time. There's no S, so I can't say destroy. Can't say save. Get. Id. I can say id. No W, so I can't say wake up. get up?
本当にこれでいいのか?
No, it wouldn't be because there's a different.
Yeah, the text, the spaces are like spaces in the
2, 3,
finished
4,
phrase.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it has to be either one word or two. If it's two words, there's only two letters that we're not using. No L. Two 4-letter words. No A, so I can't say my name. Oh, whoops. It's okay. No, I don't even know. Or I don't have an S. Well, obviously it's not it's okay. That's the thing he's been saying 100 times, and I try to do that immediately. Okay, I can't tell him to kill himself. Did pine tree? Pine not I'm trying my best here. I don't know. Tattoo bad. Pit, no A, can say pain. No R. No L, so I can't say love. Love wins. That'd be great. No S, so I can't say scrap. Gone. If I said that, what would the first or second letter be? Or first or second word? Because we could do something gone or gone something. Gone fishing! So true. If only we had that F. Gone up. Gone it up. Gone pit. Stop touching my hair. Vuit. Do it. Put id gone. This is like Zero Time Dilemma where you have to think of what you're supposed to say. It's like, who do you shoot? Ooh, hint. I didn't see the hint. You got full points with Kojaku, so there aren't any unused letters. That is a good hint. Gone. Up. We could, okay, so we need 2 4-letter words and 1 2-letter word then. So up could be the 2-letter word. A V, where's a V gonna go? And a U, or the U could be up. Other 2-letter words would be it, basically. I can't think of anything else. No. There's duet. A V. Get. I really want to get this. Gone is a good 4-letter word. Duet feels unlikely. Done. Then we have a G left instead of the D. It'd be gone or done or ton, in case it's just like we're describing a really large thing to him. You remember why you didn't get this? Pig pit. And I'm not going to get it for the same reason you didn't get it. If you didn't say that this is something I should be able to guess, my instinct when I see something like this is always to be like, oh, I bet they'll probably reveal this in something else, and then I'll come back and I'll be like, oh yeah. Because that's how it worked in Zero Time Dilemma. It's going to work. Should I read that? Should I look at that? Or is that a spoiler for when I figure it out?
It doesn't say what it is. It's just, there was a very specific reason I did not get this on my own. Yeah.
Okay. Don't give up.
Yeah, that's just...
Awesome.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
負けるな。負けるなよ、コウジャク。お前はこんなとこにいちゃいけない。ちゃんと向かい合わなきゃいけないものがあるって。俺が一緒にいるから。行こう、コウジャク。本当の蹴りをつけよう。青葉。
We're back in the room at the center of his mind. The black tattoos have covered his chest. Take a deep breath and look into his sad
本
eyes.
当はもう分かってるんだよな。さっきお前も自分で言ってたけど、いくら忘れようとしても目を背けようとしても起きてしまったことは変えよう。
So this whole scene was bullshit? Oh yeah, he did say that, that's right. Hmm.
はないってこと。お前はたくさんの人を傷つけた。
This is kind of weird. It feels like we're doing this scene a second time.
それは消すことのできない事実だ。
言うな。
言うよ。俺はお前に言う。お前はお前が望んだんじゃないにしろ。
分かって。そんな俺がのうのうと生きてるなんて、そんなの許されねえってことくらい。
確かに罪を償う方法として死ぬって選択肢もある。でも死んだら何もかもなくなる。お前の罪も
Not doing a very good job of making this sound like a bad option. You killed your mom, sorry, and yes, the blood is on your hands, and yes, I mean, dying is one way to atone, and yeah, if you die, you will be, that your torment will be over, and you'll be free from your pain. And Kojaku's like, but what? He's like, but nothing, you should actually kill yourself.
But I miss you, frowny face.
Yeah, literally.
逃げる。
そうだ。お前はそれでいいかもしれないけど。
And me!
残された奴らはどうなるんだよ。チームの連中だってそうだし、俺だって。
チームのやつらはあいつらは大丈夫だろう。
じゃあ俺は
What about me?
俺はどうなるんだよ。
お前は
俺がいなくても大丈夫とか言うなよ。俺の答えをお前が決めるなって前にも言ったよな。大丈夫じゃねえよ。チームの奴らだってそうだ。お前が思ってるほど周りはそんなに強くない。お前がいなくなったら悲しいし辛いし心に傷を負うんだよ。なのにお前は勝手に大丈夫だって決めつけて周りを傷つけるのか。心の傷は薄れることはあってもなくなることはない。
They better snap out of it and like actually still kiss, because that would be sad if it was only like a fake imagination dream.
お前だってそうだろ。傷を癒しにこの島に来たのに劉邦を見たら我を忘れた。お前はそういう傷を俺たちにもつける気なのかよ。
じゃあ俺はどうすりゃいいんだよ。
他の方法なんて。お前が正気を失ったのは劉邦の入れ墨のせいだ。でも実際にやったのはお前だ。その事実は変わらない。だからお前は一生その入れ墨と生きていくしかないんだ。お前が公爵である限り。でも俺たちが俺
Kojaku grits his teeth and hangs his head. The tattoos have ceased their
お
advance.
前がどんな罪や宿命を背負ったとしても俺の知ってる公爵って人間は何も変わらない。
アホバ。
お前がもし自分を見失いそうになったら俺が何度でも言うから。それから俺はそいつをずっと信じてるってこと。だから負けるな。その入れ墨と過去に負けるなよ。
Slowly, the despair on his face fades and the light returns to his eyes. The black tattoos crumble and
公
vanish.
爵、今から俺がお前を壊す。お前が囚われてる過去のお前自身を
You already said that.
壊すよ。
Like, am I crazy? Didn't we already do this? We're doing it for a second time. Now he's gonna be like, whoa, what happened? Is it over? Anyway, let's kiss. It's gonna be the same thing again. My head is killing me. The room spins. I barely keep from puking. I collapsed at some point. I'm laying on the floor. But my body feels so heavy I can't get up. You are finished. It's over. I hear a voice, the same voice that keeps telling me to destroy. Who is it? Is it related to Scrap? Hey, okay. So him being back in his normal outfit, I guess, was actually a tip-off that it was fake. Someone lifts me up. Through blurry eyes, I see Kojaku looking down at me, worry etched on his face. His eyes are the eyes of my oldest friend. Thank goodness. We made it.
よかった。
どうした？どこか痛むのか？
In my brain. It's over. You're finished.
声が。
声？誰の声だ？おい！
Give in. Your time is up. That gave me a headache. Just like that, I understand everything. What Scrap really is, and who's been whispering in my ear all this time. It's him. Me. My base instincts, my id, the part of myself driven purely by desire. He wants only one thing, to kill, to destroy, to make everything go away. Scrap is his power, not mine. The more I used it, the stronger he became. And now I've used too much. The balance has shifted. He's finally strong enough to consume me. If he succeeds, I'll cease to exist. This body will be his to control. He will destroy everything. He has no other wish. But what else could I have done? I needed his power to rescue Kojaku. I couldn't have done it without him. So if this is the price, then okay.
おい、青葉。
Ultimately, all I can do is destroy. It makes sense that I would destroy myself too. But if he takes over, I will spread death and destruction far and wide. How many people will I kill? How many minds will I break? Not only strangers, but everyone I care about. The thought makes me sick. My head. Destroy.
青葉。しっかりしろ。青葉。
Who's that? It's a guy in a hat.
緊急事態。なんかやべえぞ。
Benny Shigerus wake up and immediately start panicking.
このタワー崩れるんじゃねえ。コジャクさん、青葉さんも早く逃げましょう。ああ。ああ、大丈夫か。俺に捕まれ。俺は。
Let me die. Kojaku jerks like he's been struck. My head hurts like hell. That voice just won't stop. I barely keep my eyes focused. Kojaku, you have to live! I'll be so sad without you! Leave me here! I'm not even worth your time to save. I'll just destroy everything. I'm doomed.
Drama queen.
What the hell are you talking about?
このままだとまずいかも。暴走するかもしれん。
スクラップがか。
そしたらお前たちもみんな壊しちまうかも。だから
青葉。
Kojaku grabs me by the collar and looks me in the eye. His glare is so intense that my breath catches in my throat.
俺の目を見ろ、青葉。この後に
So true.
お前が今どうなってるのか俺にはさっぱりわからない。すげえ辛い状態だろうとは思う。だが
Yeah.
俺はお前のその力があったから俺は戻ってこられたんだ。お前が過去に囚われた俺をぶっ壊してくれたから俺は今だから今さらお前のその力
Hell yeah.
こっちはみじんも思ってねえんだよ。暴走そんなことになったら俺が力ずくで止めてやる。
公爵。
ほらいいからさっさと立て。
Kojaku throws my arm over his shoulder, then grabs me around the waist and stands up.
自分勝手な理屈で消えるなって言ったのは
Yeah!
だから俺もお前を意地でも連れて行く
Hell yeah!
俺を呼び戻した責任取ってもらうからな
Kojaku flashes me a confident smile. I know it's not really the time, but I can't help thinking he really is my hero. A warmth fills my chest that seems to dampen my headache some. It feels like the shadow of him in my mind is starting to retreat.
しっかり捕まれよ
Yay! I was really worried we'd get a bittersweet ending, but this is like... seems to be moving in a positive direction. The room is shaking non-stop. Together we stagger towards the only exit. Just as we reach the door, Kojaku looks back.
いや今誰かに見られてたよ
It's the corpse of Ryoho. He's over there. Oh yeah, there was someone there for a second. For a second I thought I saw someone. Wasn't that...
床崩れるんじゃねえか
It was the same person who was on all the screens.
やべえスコージャクさんどうしましょう
They're wearing a hat.
慌てるんじゃね
Kojaku rolls at his men.
えてめえらベニ
Roars
シ
at
グ
his
レの
men.
一員ならちゃんとしろ
ボス
よしとっとと脱出だ
With the tower coming apart around us, we run.
エレベーター止まってるんでこっちです階段で降ります
I wonder why this is happening. We run for the stairs. My headache is mostly faded, so I no longer need Kojaku's support. Wow, that like went away completely. That's interesting. We leapt down the stairs a flight at a time, alarms blaring in our ears. I don't know how far there is to go. We'll just have to keep running until we make it. My body is at its limit. If I stop for even a moment, I know I won't move again. But at the same time, I feel like I could keep running forever, for as long as it takes to escape. The endless spiral of the staircase is making me dizzy. No one says a word. There's only the sound of our panting echoing off the walls.
もうすぐ1階です
This building really is taking its sweet-ass time to collapse. Looking down, I see the staircase end in a hallway. Almost there. We burst into the hall. Guards swarm us from every direction. They must have been waiting to
こん
ambush us.
な時までご苦労なこったな
てめえら邪魔なんだよ
早期へ
Without a moment's hesitation, the Benishikures throw themselves at the guards. Kojaku and I are surrounded too. The floor is shaking and I can hear explosives high above. Explosions high above. We're almost out of time.
青葉ちょっと下がってろ
Kojaku takes a step forward and readies his sword.
おい
一気に終わらせてやるぜ
Grinning savagely, Kojaku swings his blade in a wide arc.
どりゃ
Whoosh. He's so cool.
何
The broad slash mows down the guards, pushing back those it doesn't knock out. Okay, it's only knocking people out.
てめえらもどいてろ
That CG really looked like he was swinging with the sharp end of the blade, though.
はい
どりゃ
Yeah. How is he knocking people out like that? As soon as his men disengage with their guards, he swings his sword again. The guards collapse like ragdolls.
みんなまとめていっそうだ死にはしねえから安心しな
Are you sure? Yeah, he also has the design like right around his neck, too. I watch awestruck as Kojaku mows down the guards with a smile. This guy is just amazing. Even now, he's still Kojaku, the guy who jumps in without a second thought, who always has your back no matter what. It's just like watching him beat up bullies back when we were kids. Yay! He hasn't changed, not one bit.
よし
Hooray! He's fighting, but he doesn't have anger in his heart anymore. Also, the tattoo is gone, like completely. Maybe it's still on his back, I don't know. Kojaku only stops when not a single guard is standing.
おいお前ら行くぞ
Is this the evil tattoo, or is the evil tattoo the flowers? Because it said that the... Or is it both of them? It's probably both. It said that the tattoo in his psyche looked like the evil tattoo, but it was all black. Would have been cool if it was like flowers blooming and like attacking him.
はい
青葉
ああ
The shaking is getting worse and the explosions are getting closer. We make a beeline for the entrance. This is pretty good. I'm having fun. This is enjoyable.
出られた
外だ
Once we're a good distance away from the tower, we turn around to look. Why is this happening? The top portion of the tower had collapsed, a plume of black smoke rising to the sky. Even from here, I can see the building shaking.
ここは危ねえ離れるぞ
That's a good idea. Kojaku leads me away by the arm. I look back over my shoulder. With the collapse of Volta Tower, Platinum Jail is finished. Toei's plans are in ruins. I still don't know why it collapsed, but something nags. The messages from the damsel in distress. That game seemed to foretell the future. I assumed it was a trap. But what if something in the tower was guiding us all along? They're pretty traditional knot designs, but the entire like Shinto priestess thing on the other hand, is the other Alba's design. God, I wish he actually had a name. It's definitely meant to mirror Kojaku being a demon. The design is only used for this ending. Okay. It's the Destroy Alba. The one that's evil. Absurd, I know, but I can't shake the thought. Albid, because it's Alba's id. Idba? Idba! I like Idba. With the Oval Tower destroyed, Platinum Jail ceased to function, but thanks to prompt intervention from the mainland, the chaos was quickly resolved. The tower collapsed because of a malfunction in Platinum Jail's central control system. Beyond that, details are scarce. By some miracle, everyone in the tower managed to escape with, at worst, minor injuries. Apparently, they're all receiving a message alerting them. They all received a message alerting them before the buildings collapsed. Weird. And this only happened in the ending where we successfully changed Kojaku.
Yeah.
Strange. What could it mean? Over a number of people, including Toei himself, are still missing. The incident brought Toei's mind control research to light. The celebration, which was a cover for his largest experiment yet, was cancelled. It might have put all of Midori-jima under his control. The Toei Corporation's products and services, including All Mates, were transferred to other corporations. Rhyme, too, changed hands. Usui was replaced, and thus, bit by bit, the shadow of the Toei Corporation was lifted from my town. Hooray! Now the people of Midori-jima are working hard to return it to its former glory. I haven't seen Noise since, but I heard rumors of his gang's activities. Clear pops into Humdrum Drunk on occasion. I haven't heard a word from Mink, but I'd take a lot more than that. It'd take a lot more than that to put him down. Hooray! They all get one single line. They're still alive. Mizuki regained consciousness. He hasn't been released from the hospital yet, but he always looks so happy when I go to visit. Hooray! As for me, those awful headaches are gone now. Completely. It's almost like I never had them. The sensation in my hair has started to fade too, together with his presence inside me. I can tell he's still there, but it's kind of like he's sleeping deep inside my heart. I'd be lying if I said I had no worries at all, but despite everything, things have been shockingly calm since the incident. I guess everything just worked out. After the tower collapsed, Kojaku and along with the Benishigure's returned to the old residential district. Kojaku passed out on the way back and spent some time in the hospital. The tattoo was part of it, but he was mostly just exhausted physically and mentally. He slept for 3 days straight, which worried the hell out of me, but once he woke up, he was back to his old self in no time. After that, we slowly got back to our normal routine. And now, about 1 week later... I'm surprised you didn't pass out, Alba. I'm sitting behind the counter at Humdrum Drunk like always. I saw Kojaku the day he was discharged from the hospital, but we haven't gotten together since. I hope he's doing alright. I heard he closed up shop. Is he feeling okay? Just then, the door opens. I take my elbows off the counter and sit up straight. Instead of perusing the shelves, the customer heads straight for the counter. They must want to place an order. But then...
Yo!
Hey! It's Kojaku! I realize that it's Kojaku. Yeah. It flashes me a familiar smile.
なんか久しぶりな感じがするな。元気か？
ああ、お前こそ
あ、もうすっかり元通りだ。
でも今は仕事やってないって聞いたけど。
I wonder why Idba just like disappeared then.
ああ、まあそれに関しては。
Maybe it was tied to something in the tower, and when the tower was destroyed, its influence is like weakened or something. Names for the other Alba. The other Alba, bad. Sly Blue. Terrible. The official translation uses the ego and id thing. The fan translation uses reason and desire. These are both fine, I guess, and I've seen some people use Bakuro Alba, which is the kanji reading of scrap, which is also fine, but it takes a level of explaining in English. Yeah. I like Idba. I'm gonna call him Idba. Maybe he isn't quite back to normal after all. For some reason I feel restless. Maybe it's just because we haven't seen each other in a while, but I get the impression he feels the same.
まあそれよりだ。
ああ、
久々にお前んちが恋しくてな。
恋しいって来るのはいいけど、今日はばあちゃんいないぜ。町内会の会合があって遅くなるってさ。
ああ、 構わねえよ。
ばあちゃんの飯狙いでなく
I was hoping to get some cake of another kind if you catch my drift, Alba.
つうか、ちょっと話したくてよ。いろいろ。
Kojaku looks me in the eye, seeking confirmation that I understand. Admittedly, I have a pretty good idea what he wants to talk about. We made it back in one piece and everything settled down, but, I mean, so much has happened in such a short time. Not with just the island, but also between me and Kojaku. I want to take my time and talk it out with him too.
分かった。じゃあ仕事終わった時にまた連絡する。
おう、待ってるぜ。それじゃ、また。
ああ。
Kojaku nods and leaves with a wave. He wants to talk. I lean back on the counter and sigh. It's not like I'm imagining anything specific, but for some reason my heart beats faster.
お邪魔します。
はい、どうぞ。
I meet up with Kojaku after work and we head to my house. Granny isn't home, so I grab some leftover ham and fish and throw together some fried rice.
うまい。
ばあちゃんのよりは味が劣るけどな。
いや、これはこれでありだな。
お世辞とかいらねえですけど。
お世辞じゃねえよ。
We chat as we finish up dinner, then head upstairs. Ren is sleeping curled up on his favorite cushion in the corner. Kojaku heads straight for the balcony, probably for a smoke. I reach for the ashtray, but Kojaku suddenly stops and turns
タバ
around.
コは
今日はいい。
あ、そう。
Not in the mood? I sit down on the bed and Kojaku takes a seat next to me. What's going on? I thought he was going to start shooting the shit like he always does, but he just sits there staring at his feet. I look down, thinking there might be something wrong with the floor, but nope, same as ever. Man, what is with this atmosphere? It's stifling. I glanced up at him as the awkward silence continues. Am I just imagining it, or is he sitting farther away than usual? I tell myself I'm overthinking it, but the more time passes, the more restless I become. Why isn't he saying anything? Is he about to broach some really heavy topic? I just wish he'd hurry up with it. The suspense is bad for my heart. Fine, if he's not going to say something, I will.
あのさ。
It is so good. Again, silence. That was awkward.
悪い。かぶった。
ああ、いや、なんつうか、なんか飲むもん取ってこようか。
おお、いや、大丈夫だ。
そうか。
Silence. Now what?
つかさ、俺の気にしすぎかもしれないんだけど。
Can you scoot a little bit closer, maybe?
な
Maybe, perhaps, would you like to
Yeah.
scoot a little closer?
この距離が。
I indicate the sizable distance between the two of us.
ん？特に意味はねえが。
そうか。
Two bros. What is this? What is this? He's making me look like the weird one here. I've had enough. I get up and reseat myself closer to Kojaku.
おう。
Kojaku greets me for some reason, then turns away. Seriously, what the fuck is going on here? Just as I'm starting to get angry, Kojaku mutters something under his breath.
そう悪かったな。
え？
いろいろ。
ああ、いや、別に気にしてねえし、全然。
Everything's so tense, not unlike the build-up to a fight. My heart is pounding, I want to run. Suddenly, Kojaku looks at me, his expression is dead serious.
少しだけ俺の話をしてもいいか。プラチナジェイルでのことだから、お前は思い出したくないかもしれねえけど。
大丈夫。
そうか。
Kojaku lets out a sigh of relief. Honestly, I've been waiting to talk about that too. Wanting to talk about that too. So I sit there quietly, waiting for him to speak.
プラチナジェイルで劉邦がいるって分かった時だ。地の果てまで追いかけてやるって思いながら、誰も巻き込みたくねえって思ったんだ。お前も仲間も絶対に巻き込みたくねえって。まあ、結果的には一人じゃ抱えきれなくなっちまったけど。こう、なんだ。改めて言うのもすげえ恥ずかしいんだが、ガキの時のお前の笑顔が心の支えだったって言っただろ。
ああ。
この島に戻ってきて、お前と再会して真っ先に決めたことがあってな。もう誰も傷つけねえってのと、お前だけは何があっても絶対に守る。そう思ったんだ。なのに。
Kojaku looks at his feet. I, meanwhile, can't hide my surprise.
知らなかった。
うん？
お前がそんな風に思っててくれたこと。
しょうがねえよ。わからなくて当然だ。俺も言わなかったし、 言うつもりもなかったし。
俺、お前が俺に隠し事をしてるんだって、そればっかりで自分のことばっかり考えてた。ひでえな。
He was hiding things from you. I mean, yes, this is like, yes, this is a good. It makes sense that this is like a little thing that he wouldn't say. But I thought you were hiding things from me. He was! And you were right to be pissed about that.
それはもういい。お互いに今は違うって。
Don't beat yourself up about that.
ああ、お前が頭の中に入ってきた時な。今思い出すと夢を見てたような感覚なんだが、あの時昔のことを思い。
Oh, was the reason that he didn't want to drag other people into his shit? Was that why he didn't say? Is that what the implication is? No, because it's, I never knew you felt that way about me. Well, of course you didn't. I never told you. I was never going to tell you either. I thought you were hiding things from me. Sorry, man. I was a real dick. Whatever. It's a little bit messy, but it's fine.
よく二人で遊んで笑って、たまには喧嘩もして。そんなに長い間じゃなかったが、俺にとっちゃ何にも代え難い大切な思い出だ。お前も昔の夢を見たって言ってただろ。偶然なんだろうけど、ちょっと面白いなって思ったよ。
Kujaku flashes his familiar smile. My cheeks loosen following his lead.
今はお互い大人になってすっかり変わったと思ってたんだけどさ、そうでもなかったな。俺たちガキの頃と同じ。
そうだな。何も変わってねえよ。父くせえガキのまんまだ。でな、島に戻ってきてから今日までのことをいろいろ考えたんだが。
Have you?
うん。
俺、お前のことでずっと頭がいっぱいだったって思って。
Oh, yeah?
思い出すのも嫌だろうが。
Oh.
グリッターで俺が正気飛ばしちまった時あっただろ。
あ
あの時のことはほとんど覚えてなくて、だから余計にすまねえって気持ちもあるんだが、ただうっすらと覚えてることがあってよ。こんな風にお前に触れたかったんじゃねえって、なんかそう思った感覚だけが残ってるっつうかな。俺は普通に女を可愛いと思うし、女が好きだ。だからお前に対して触れたいとか思うのはありえない
I
は
like
ずなんだ
women.
が。
I like women. I like women. I like women. Kujaku fiddles with his bangs and looks away. His ears are starting to get a little red. Man, now I'm getting embarrassed.
俺はお前のことを昔から知ってるし、ずっと大切なダチだと思ってきたからよ。だからお前のことになるとムキになっちまうんだって思ってた。だがプラチナジェイルから今日まで、今の今までな、俺ずっとお前のことを考えて。
Ever since Platinum Jail, does that mean that we, like, when we were inside of his head, we made him like us? I know that's not the implication, but that's really funny that it's phrased like that.
ちょっと前の話だが、お前が部屋で音楽聴きながら寝てるときに、それ知らねえで入っちまったことが。
He walked in and saw us, like, posing with the headphones on.
その時のお前の表情が頭から離れなくてよ。今から言うことを怒るなよ。
This is such a good scene.
なんだよ。
なんか
Yay! Woo!
大切なダチ相手にそんな風に思うとか、やっぱ変だよな。
女は遊んでねえのか？
戻ってきてからは全然その気にもならねえし。
We infected him with being gay.
そうか。
How am I supposed to respond?
まあ正直俺の中ではなんとなく答えが出てるんだ。ただずっと目そらしてなるべく見ないように
This
し
is
て
a
き
good
た。
line.
俺とお前は男だしダチで、だからありえねえと思って 心の中で殺してきた。
Yeah.
なん裏を返す。それって殺せないほど強い思い
You
なんじゃない
bet
か。
that's what that means. Kajaku is still looking away, but now his ears have turned bright red. Shit, what do I do? Things are getting really weird. And I'm pretty sure I know where it's going.
そのな
When Kajaku slides his hand over mine, my heart practically leaps from my throat.
俺どうやらそのお前に惚れてるみてえだ。
Yay! My ears and face are probably just as red as Kojaku's. I can feel heat rising from my toes to my head. Kojaku grasps my hand and squeezes tightly.
好きだ。
Yay!
ずっとお前のことが好きだ。
A wave of emotion crests inside me and I let out a shuddering gasp. What do I do? My chest is so tight I can hardly breathe.
あ、お前は俺のことどう思ってる？
Is it gonna give me a dialogue option? I run my tongue over parched lips. How do I feel about Kojaku? Is he my best friend? Just someone I like hanging out with? No. While Kojaku was talking, I reached a conclusion of my own. My heart wouldn't be racing like this if I hadn't. This game's so good. Like every love interest gets a thoughtful, well-written, good ending, and all of them I am rooting for them to kiss. Yeah. They really all get a good ending?
Yeah.
That's really great. I'm happy about that. I thought for sure when you were talking about Mink that it was going to end up being that, like, there would be, like, his ending would just be a bad sort of ending. That makes me really excited, actually. Because it means we're going to get more scenes like this, and I love this scene. My face wouldn't be burning like this if I hadn't.
俺も同じだと思う。多分。
Yay!
同じ。
お前のこと大事な幼馴染だと思ってた。大事な友達だって。けど
Slow damage also gets a good ending for every route, and I'm hoping that'll carry for every
い
game.
つの間にか違ってた。多分お前と同じで。
That makes sense. And it contextualizes the... You've said before that you've done art of, like, a bad ending Toa before. And that makes sense for me now, because we got bad ending Alba now. Idba.
その好きなんだと思う。お前のこと。
青葉。
He pulls my hand closer, and suddenly his face is inches from mine. I close my eyes, and then our lips touch. Woo! An electric sensation courses through my body. If there's a line, we just stepped over it. Our relationship has changed. Now things will be different. At first, our lips just touch, as though neither of us has kissed anyone before. But gradually, Kojaku starts to brush his lips against mine. After a moment, he stops and looks me in the eye.
何が
もう後戻りはできね
We can't be bros anymore.
え。大事じゃ
We'll stop being friends.
もしやめるなら今だ。
This is how romance works.
俺はお前に無理強いは。
うるさい。
I grab Kojaku by the hair and pull him toward me, shutting him up with my lips. Kojaku freezes for a moment, but then he starts to return the kiss. He sucks on my upper and lower lips, and sometimes both at once. My face and ears are burning hot. I can feel our relationship changing by the second. Only moments ago, we were still just friends. Who could have imagined we'd end up like this? I mean, I know guys who were dating each other, and I've kissed some of my friends before as a joke!
So funny.
Yeah? Okay. But I've never felt this nervous before. That's so fucking funny. As I start to kiss Kojaku back, he takes both his hands and places them on my shoulders. With a husky whimper, he pushes me gently onto the bed.
信じられねえ。こんな。
Kojaku gets on top of me and buries his face in my neck.
うわっ
Suddenly, my shoulders jerk as a strange sensation runs through my hair. Kojaku's picked up some of my hair and brought it to his lips, almost like you might kiss a lady's hand. Ooh, this is a good CG too. It's so funny that this scene is getting so many CGs, while like some of the biggest scenes in the whole thing didn't get any, or like no, there was like action going on and they just reused sprites. They were allocating their resources very carefully, and I completely respect it because this is way more important than any of that. However much the feeling in my hair must have faded, I can't believe you would do something like that.
何やってんだよ髪。
悪い。我慢できね
The action's not important. What is important is the
え。
action.
お
So
前
true.
の髪に触れたかったんだ。
It's so sensitive. Next, he catches some of my hair between his lips. My breath hitches in my throat, and the sight of him twirling my hair through his fingers sends a shiver down my spine. Kojaku's beautiful fingers, the tools of his trade, are touching my hair. Something about that image is just so sensual. Yay! Woo! Kojaku kisses me again. As he licks my teeth and fondles my hair, a different sensation builds along my spine. The moment my mouth opens a crack, Kojaku's tongue slips in and pulls mine out. Moist sounds fill my ears. The gentle sensation of our tongues intertwining has begun to feel more natural. Still, I can't believe I'm doing this with Kojaku, the guy who's always been my friend ever since we were kids. It feels like a dream, but it isn't. Kojaku pushes up my shirt, stroking my stomach and ribs with his palms. It tickles a little. When his fingers reach the nubs on my chest, he gently starts to knead them.
うわちょっ
どうした？
いやなんかこそばゆくて
He's ticklish.
こそばゆい。
だってなんか
For a moment, we're just horsing around like when we were kids. It's not my fault I'm ticklish there. People don't normally touch my chest.
ダメだ悪いくすぐったいって
This is really something.
お前な。いいさ。そうやっていつまでも笑っていやがれ。
So true. You little... Alright, you want to laugh? Let's see how you like this.
だって
Kojaku covers my lips with his, drinking down my laughter. This time he's a bit more aggressive with his tongue, and he crushes my hair between his fingers. Kojaku's hands creep lower until they finally reach my belt. I think it might happen. I think we might get visible penis finally. I try to stop him, but Kojaku isn't having it. He kisses me deeply again, sucking my tongue hard, draining my will to resist. Damn, he's a really good kisser. Must be all that experience fooling around. It's not fair. Kojaku unzips my fly and slips his hand into my underwear. My body trembles as he wraps his finger around my growing erection. I feel a surge of anxiety. Should we really keep going? Kojaku must be thinking the same thing because he pulls away from my lips, stops what he's doing, and looks at me.
後には引けねえぞ。
Uh-huh. It almost sounds like he's trying to convince himself. When I don't respond, Kojaku begins to move his hands up and down. A sweet tingle pulses through my hips in time with Kojaku's movements. Sighs begin to slip from my mouth despite my best efforts to stifle them. Oh no, this is so fucking embarrassing. Kojaku brings his face to my chest as he strokes me, dragging his tongue along across my skin. My moans grow louder as he teases my nipple with his tongue. It merely felt ticklish earlier, but with the added stimulation from his stroking me, it's starting to feel strange. I hope my reading this in a slightly silly voice isn't detracting from the scene at all. Kojaku glances up at me.
まだくすぐってか。
うるせえ聞くなあとあんまりこっち見るな
なんで？
恥ずかしいだろうが変な顔とか
んな状態で言うことかよ。
Yeah, literally.
正直チンコ見られるより嫌だ。
Next voice line, full screen dick. Get ready.
バカ。
Hey! Kojako laughs a little and gently kisses my lips. He rains kisses all over my face, on my chin and cheeks, the tip of my nose, and even on my eyelids. Thanks to Kojaku's caresses, I'm completely hard and already drenched in pre-cum. Kojaku kisses me and licks my chest, his eyes staring into mine the whole time. I told him not to stare. Now I feel more annoyed than embarrassed. Emboldened, I reach for Kojaku's crotch. You're gonna get him back. Kojaku jerks back in surprise.
何やってんだ。
触らせろよ。俺ばっか割に合わねえだろ。
いや、
いいから。
Yeah, let him. He smiles awkwardly and gently grasps my hand to stop me.
今はやばいから。
何が。
お前にいじられたら多分持たねえ。
Uh-huh. He whispers into my ear and gives me a suggestive look. How am I supposed to respond to that? I end up having to look away. For whatever reason, Kojaku kisses my cheek happily and pulls his sticky hand away, and then he slides it behind my hips. The cold touch of his fingers makes my hips jerk. While stroking my manhood with his other hand, he begins to stink a finger inside me. He starts by gently massaging my entrance before slowly pushing further inside.
痛いか。
I'm not sure. It's uncomfortable at first, but not exactly painful. I can tell that as he moves his finger in and out, I'm starting to soften up. He wiggles his finger like he's looking for something, watching my reactions closely.
増やすぞ。
Okay, I have coffee in the other room. I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a pause right there. I figured that would be a good time. Good, like, break point.
なんか
You're so
熱いな。
hot inside.
うるさいっつうの。
Kojaku smiles at the anger in my voice. The look on his face is so sensual it makes my heart jump. He can seem awfully sexy at times. When I've grown accustomed to the fingers inside of me, he pulls them out.
服脱がせるぞ。
Yeah, you do that.
自分でやるから。
そうか。
Really? You can take your clothes off? I'm not about to let Kojaku have his way in everything. Even though my hands are shaking, I somehow managed to get all my clothes off. By this time, Kojaku has pulled his kimono open wide, baring his upper body. My chest aches a bit when I see the scars and tattoos covering his powerful chest. Those scars, proof of Kojaku's suffering, will never go away. But in a sense, they're also badges of honor. I reach out to touch one of the scars and Kojaku smiles.
だが、ここからは先に謝っとく。加減できなかったらすまん。できるだけ。
He's so considerate. With a hungry impatience, Kojaku pushes my legs wide open. Feeling totally exposed, I struggle to close my legs, but Kojaku has a firm grip on my hips.
悪い。
Kojaku mumbles testily as he feels around my entrance again. And then, something hot and hard presses against me. He pushes slowly, forcing me open. Kojaku is inside me. I mean, I assumed it would be more intense than his fingers, but this doesn't even compare. The pressure and tension are excruciating, forcing me to hold my breath. There's no going back now. They've said that like 10 times.
大丈夫か
I let out a strained groan and nod a few times. It's so tight. And yet, I don't want him to stop. Sure, I'm scared and confused, but deepening my connection with Kojaku is more important than any of that. I accepted his feelings, but I want to return them too. Our old relationship might vanish, but a deeper one will be born in its place. And I feel that this was something I needed to do to make that happen. Maybe he's trying to make me comfortable because Kojaku takes his time. Eventually, he's completely inside me. Hot breath spills from his lips. This is a good game. I'm enjoying this. The pressure pushing me open makes it hard to breathe. Kojaku strokes my hair gently as I let out shallow gasps.
辛いか平気信じられねえなまさかお前とこんな風にしてるなんて
That's the relationship tracker. They should have like printed out a laminated piece of paper with all of those words sitting on it, and then like have a closed clip on the side, and then like lower it every single time. Kojaku smiles blissfully. His expression melts my heart. I can feel how much he cares about me. I want to show him how happy that makes me, so I wrap my arms around his neck and pull him into a light kiss. With a low growl, Kojaku advances his hips.
No. No.
I moan loudly as he thrusts deep. He plays with my erection, deflated a bit from the pain, as he moves inside me. Pleasure washes over me, mixing with the pain. I can't tell which is which anymore. That's my name. Don't wear it out. I push my face into the pillow. Kojaku strokes my cheek. This is really funny because a lot of the time things are like afraid of making characters like canon gay. So they'll like tease the relationship for a super long time and then maybe at the very end do something. And maybe I'm thinking about this backwards because in a certain way you could argue that this game exists first for yaoi sex and then the whole kind of like story kind of progresses from that. But I don't think that that's really a fair way of thinking about it. This is a story that includes yaoi sex, and it like progresses naturally into it and includes it as a part of its story. This feels like a natural conclusion of the story. This feels like a good step that they're taking. I wish more pieces of media had the courage to make their two gay main characters actually fuck.
顔見せろ
やだ
ダメだ見せろ
He commands me sweetly in a voice dripping with lust.
全部見せろ
Like, this is really good.
お前が感じてる
I
顔
want more things that does this. Yaoi is inherently just better media. I'm glad you understand. Yeah. I don't know why, but I can't defy that voice of his. Struggling to quash my embarrassment, I turn my face just a little toward him. Kojaku looks like he's enjoying himself. Our eyes meet and he flashes a brilliant smile. Aww. I try to throw back a retort, but Kojaku thrusts into me and my words dissolve into sighs. Kojaku strokes my manhood. I hear a moist sound as he works. With each thrust inside me, the pain gradually fades. After that, all that's left is a storm of pleasure. Oh, is he getting a nosebleed? Suddenly, I got like really panicky for a second. I was like, "Oh fuck, is he gonna die?" But I think he's getting a nosebleed, which is funny. Suddenly I realize that I can feel something warm dribbling onto my stomach. That's when Kojaku stops moving. The interruption makes me open my eyes and I see Kojaku holding his nose.
どうした
Half dazed, I lower my eyes to my stomach and what I see startles me. Some kind of red liquid is dripping onto my skin. Wait, is that blood? The music cut out. I hope this isn't something serious.
まさか鼻血
Kojaku looks down. He's not moving a muscle. I don't understand what's happening. Why does Kojaku have a nosebleed?
くそかっこ悪い頭に血が上りすぎてお前のせいだぞ
いやなんで
You're just so hot, sexy. I can't control myself. Kojaku glares at me. His face is as red as the blood dripping from his nose.
聞くなつか気づけそれだけ興奮してん
He's
だよ
just that turned on. He's never had that happen with a girl. Ooh. Ooh. Kojaku turns away sulkily and scrubs the blood from his nose. When I finally realize what happened, I start laughing.
笑うなよ
I don't know, it's kind of funny.
ごめん悪い
I'm not laughing at him, no. It's just seeing Kojaku so vulnerable. It fills me with a bubbling joy. Yay!
なんだよ
好きだよ
Kojaku's eyes will open wide. At the same instant, he pulls his hand from his nose, smearing the blood across his face in the process. Even the area around his mouth is red. I smile at Kojaku, overwhelmed by my love for him.
そういうところも
Yay!
くそ
The next thing I know, Kojaku is plunging deep inside me again. Oh, there's like a copyright down here. He drives deep and hard, all restraint gone. The sensations quickly overwhelm my thoughts. I moan with each thrust. My voice is growing hoarse. He's stroking me so hard it almost hurts, guiding my bloody to climax. The pain of penetration has vanished, and all that remains is the sweet pleasure racking my body. Dramatical order. For use outside Japan only.
公爵もうやばい
青が好きだ
Yowie! Kojaku's brow is knotted with effort, each powerful thrust shaking me to my core. The sound echoes through my body, electric waves of pleasure tormenting my nerves. Can't. Hold on.
ダメだ公爵いくあ
I jerk wildly, ejecting a fountain of sticky white onto Kojaku's hand. Oh, he still has the blood on his nose. There's still some here. I reach out to him. Kojaku grips my hips tight and clenches my teeth together. Clenches his teeth together. He shudders, then collapses against my chest. His weight feels nice as I try to catch my breath.
青葉大丈夫か
He sits up a bit and peers at me. I know that I still have an expression of ecstasy on my face.
つか
Where's Ren?
お前こそ鼻血止まったのかよ
In sleep mode, I would hope.
お前な
I run my finger over the blood on his face.
やめろよ
Kojaku grabs my hands and kisses me aggressively before laying down beside me in bed.
ほんと夢みてえだ
He wraps his arms around me and strokes my hair. He must be taking more careful how he handles my hair this time because it feels more pleasant than painful. I'm pretty out of it already from my climax. This soothing sensation soon has me drifting off into
な
slumber.
あ青葉
うん
頼み事っつうか俺の長年の夢みたいなもんがあるんだが聞いてくれるか
言ってみろよ
Kojaku stops stroking my hair, then lifts a bunch and holds it before my eyes.
お前の髪を
Ooh.
切らせ
髪を
ああお前が髪に触られるのが嫌いだってのはよくわかってる
Alba has to cut his own hair every once in a while, right?
だが
Yeah.
いつかもしお前が
Yeah,
大丈夫だ
okay.
って時
He
が来
said
たら
that, I think.
絶対に俺が切るってずっとそう思ってたんだ
It's true that I've never let anyone cut my hair. I've always done it myself, yeah. But Kojaku, I can't say no to him, especially not after he called it his lifelong dream.
いいよ
本当か
うん
マジか
本当だって
そうかそうか青葉
He pulls me into a strong hug. He sounds a little too excited.
くすぐってありがとな。
I'll be using this razor.
大げさ。
I'll be using these garden shears.
そんなことねえよ。俺の夢が叶うんだぜ。
I'll be using this stapler.
諦めかけてたんだ。だから本当に。
I'll be using this kitchen knife. I'll be using this single razor blade.
なあ。
It's nice to see him so happy. Feeling deeply satisfied, I bury my face into the base of Kojaku's neck and close my eyes. He takes my hand in his and laces his fingers firmly between mine, and I squeeze back. Yay! I had it on stapler. That was the funny one. Quit while you're ahead? Okay.
青葉。起きろ。もう10時だぞ。
After a minute or two of gentle rocking, I finally open my eyes. Just making notes on what to cut out of the edit. I'm so tired. The last thing I want to do is get up.
あと5分。ダメだって。さっきもそれ言ってたぞ。つかいつもそう言って起きないだろうが。あと4。ダメ。1分。青葉。起きねえと襲っちまうぞ。
Uh-oh, not things.
それでもいいから。たく。
Kojaku lets out a frustrated laugh, and I feel the bed shift, just as I'm wondering what's going
青
on.
葉。起きろ。え？ゴージャク。
He suddenly starts tickling my sides, and that knocks the drowsiness right out of me. Yeah, we're in big time yaoi. We're in big time yaoi. It's big time yaoi. We're at the end of a good ending. So this is like we just had a whole scene of yaoi sex. I writhe and scream until Kojaku finally stops. I guess we're in his house now. That asshole tickling me when I was still half asleep. As I struggle to catch my breath, Kojaku wraps his arms around me from behind. He rests his chin on my shoulder.
本当お前朝弱いよな。
だって眠いし、しょうがないだろ。
Did we cut forward? Is this like a flash forward?
まあ知ってたけどよ。
Time skip.
俺んち来るようになってから余計ひどくな
Started
った
staying
のか。
over. Ooh.
そうか。
Lately, I've been spending the night at Kojaku's about 3 times a week. Okay. The main reason is that going home every night is a pain in the ass, but also, well, I still live with Granny, so it's a little awkward. It's been 3 months since we got together. Somehow it feels like both ages and no time at all. Maybe that's because we were friends to begin with. Not all that much has changed. Kojaku still comes over for dinner, and he started cutting hair again, too. Still, I can't be certain Granny hasn't caught on.
なんだよ。
うちに来て寝起きが悪くなったってことはだ。
It's true.
俺に甘えてん
I
の
can't
か。
lie. Kojaku squeezes me tight and ruffles my hair.
言ってろ。
この髪の
Hey,
毛
he's got the shorter hair.
気持ちいいんだよな。我ながらいい仕事してると思うぜ。
くすぐったいっつうの。
He still does have it, it's just on his back. Thanks to Kojaku, I have short hair for the first time in my life. That's not that short. You could have gone a little shorter. Even touching my hair was always painful, so I was sure that cutting it would hurt like hell. When the time finally came, the sensation had largely left my hair. It was almost anticlimactic how little pain there ended up being. That said, it was my first time getting a haircut, so it did feel a bit strange. I can still hear the sound of the scissors. No matter how many times I told him it didn't hurt, Kojaku still took the utmost care. That's why it took 2 whole hours to finish it. Well, I'm glad Kojaku got to have his fun. By the way, he put my hair clippings into a Paulonia box, saying he'd treasure them forever. I'm sure it comes as no surprise that I thought this was a touch creepy at first, but Kojaku convinced me that the hair held a lot of sentimental value for him. Ultimately, I gave
もう
in.
慣れたか。短く。
うなじがスースーする感じがどうも頭が軽いし。
そのうち慣れるだろう。
息吹きかけんな。
I lean into Kojaku to shield the back of my neck. He pats the top of my head in
こうやっても
response.
痛くないんだよな。もう。
ああ。
不思議だよな。お前あんなに嫌がってたのに。
な、 俺もそう思う。
He got his hair pin thing.
俺としてはお前の髪を触り放
Fucking
題
stop!
で
I
嬉
get
し
to
い
touch your hair! Yeah!
おかげでいつもぐしゃぐしゃだし。
ちゃんと直してやってるだろう。そういやよ、前から聞いてみてえことがあったんだが、いいか？
ん？
お前、その、俺が初めてだったんだよな。
は？何が？
They're so boyfriends, literally.
あれだ。
Your first
そっちの経験的な意
experience.
味で。
Where's this coming from? I give Kojaku the dirtiest look I can manage, which is winking at him sensually. I thought it might fluster him a little, but no, he looks serious. Well, now I'm the one feeling awkward.
ああ、男とはお前が初めてだけど。
そうか。
Kojaku is visibly relieved, which kind of pisses me off.
なんだよ。なんで安心してんだよ。
いや、別に。
別にじゃねえよ。お前、俺のことどういう目で見てたんだよ。
そうじゃねえって。お前さ、ガキの頃は女の子みたいに可愛かっただろ？俺の中であの時の印象が強いんだよ。
You really looked like a lot like a girl when you were a little kid. Can't shake that impression for some reason.
今はどこからどう見ても男にしか見えねえ
Yeah,
だろ
you
う
tell
が。
him.
冗談じゃねえよ。
俺からすれば今も。
あ？
Gets really upset.
嘘嘘、冗談だ。ただ、今も昔も可愛いとは思うがな。
嬉しくねえし。
Kojaku cracks a funny smile and strokes my hair again.
じゃあ聞くけど、そういうお前はどうなんだよ。
Wouldn't that be funny? Kojaku's like the playboy of the four, and he's like, yeah, I've actually never had sex.
俺？男か？
そ
ねえよ。男とはもちろんお前が初めてだ。
う、アホ。鼻血吹いたくせに。
お前、まだそれを。今は吹かねえだ
It
ろう
doesn't
が
even happen anymore when we have sex every night. Kojaku shoots me a baleful glare. Ah, revenge is sweet.
そうだ。お前今日仕事は？
午後からだ。
それじゃあ終わったら平凡集合な。今日は
わかった。
女と遊んでくんなよ。
遊ばねえよ。つかもう遊んでねえし。
Now that we're a couple, Kojaku has completely stopped hooking up with girls. I mean, he's still nice to his fans, but he stopped having them over or taking them on dates. He got really mad the one time I asked him if he was just resisting the urge out of respect for me. Apparently, he doesn't have eyes for anyone else now that he has the man of his dreams. Ooh. Man, how embarrassing.
やっと目覚めてきた。飯作るからどいて。
Do normal emoji come through? No, they don't. It's just like a broken hyperlink thing. That's kind of sad. The thing right above me, right there, is the trans flag. But instead of letting go, he just buries his face deeper into my collarbone.
こうじゃく。
体の具合はどうだ？頭痛とかもう大丈夫なのか？
なあ、そうだな。最近は調子いいよ。
My headaches completely disappeared after the tower collapsed. I stopped hearing his voice too. But I feel that he hasn't vanished completely. After all, he's part of me. All I ever really wanted was to live a peaceful life with Granny. But during my time in Platinum Jail, I learned a lot about myself. I learned what despair was. I learned about my power, the power to destroy people. It felt like a curse, not a blessing. When the other me tried to take control, I was ready to give in. If I couldn't live a normal life, what did anything matter? But it was Kojaku who changed my mind. He reminded me that it was my power that brought him back. I think that's what gave me the strength to fight. Kojaku freed me. He destroyed the part of me trapped in despair. Yay! I don't know if he'll ever resurface again, but I'm not scared anymore. Now I have
も
Kojaku.
し具合が悪くなったらすぐ言えよ。俺はもう心に決めてるんだからな。
He squeezes me tight.
お前のこと、本気で一生大事にする。
Yay! That's a really romantic thing to
い
say.
きなり何言ってんだバカ。ほら、もう目覚めたからどけって。飯作るし。
このまま台所まで行こうぜ。
バカ言うなっつうの。
言って。
For all our horsing around, I'm deeply grateful to have Kojaku by my side. Everything has changed, and yet nothing has. Being together like this, like always, means more to me than anything. Yay! Woo-hoo! Yippee! Hooray! Yeah, we smile. Hey! It's added the little thing. That's so great. I'm happy about that. That's awesome. Oh, these are just the background music, opening movie, recollection. Oh, it's a feature of the sex scenes. Awesome.
Oh.
And then we already saw this. Scrap. The power contained in Alba's hypnotic voice, which allows him to manipulate another person's psyche. By focusing the target's attention on him, Alba is able to enter their mental space. Once inside, he can reveal information such as vulnerabilities that the target wants to keep hidden. This is not good music for this. Just play normal music. It's not playing normal music. No. Oh, there's also a CG library. Hooray! Woo! No! There it is. Such as vulnerabilities that the target wants to keep hidden. This then can be used to attack the target and even break their psyche completely. Alternatively, this power can be used to help the target face and resolve their trauma. This power actually belongs to Alba's other self. While Alba is able to use it without ceding control, this causes severe headaches as the other Alba makes his presence known. Overuse of this power may allow the other Alba to take over completely. Gotcha. Cool. Well, it is now approaching 4 a.m. for you. So, how are you feeling? Want to keep going, or do you want to call it here? This is a pretty natural stopping point, obviously. Now's a good place to stop? Okay. Sounds good to me. What route do you want to do next? I was going to go in order, like you said. So I guess next is noise.
Yeah.
So that would be what I would do next, probably. The other thing I still need to figure out is the editing for this video. I can DM Katsu about it, but it really was just that one scene, so it shouldn't be too much, I hope. Too much editing. And then I could commission you to do something for it. A little art of the two of them holding hands or something that you would put up in the scene instead. Whatever. We'll figure that out some other time. It just means that the video won't be going up immediately onto the YouTube channel. Okay. Well, I have other shenanigans to get up to today, so I will bid you goodbye and have a good night. Have a good sleep. This is a really good game. I'm enjoying it a lot, actually. Bye.